I'm going to attempt to make a cold latte slash cold cappuccino, and this time I'm going to use half and half. But the other big difference is that instead of mixing together the coffee and the milk and frothing that all together, I'm going to do it the traditional way. I'm going to make the coffee separately. I'm not going to use ice because, again, ice is going to dilute the coffee, which kind of ruins the taste. And also, when the ice melts, it's definitely going to impact the froth. So what I mean by traditional way, I'm going to froth I'm going to use half and half in this case, cheat a little bit, and I'm going to froth that separately, and then I'll add it to the cold coffee. So first step is to make the espresso. I'm still using the Nespresso there, Barista Creations. This is the Freddo Intenso again. I didn't actually get to show you. I don't think it came through, but where it actually says on here that this roast is exactly, specifically made to be experienced over ice. So we know that it will hold up well and hold up well to the milk and work as a cold beverage. So use these again. I always like these. These are really unique colors, but let's see what happens this time. We gotta chill this overnight. We'll come back to it, either 24 hours, 48 hours, just like last time, and I'm gonna see how it froths up and how this overall chilled. I'm not gonna call it ice, but we'll call it the cold latte slash cold cappuccino with proper froth. So I'll extract a quick shot here. That's the Freddo Intenso, and then I'll make 2 shots just to make sure we get the right flavor. Again, I'm going to use this cup with a top just to seal it in so that when I put it in the refrigerator, it's not going to take on any of the smells or flavors from the fridge and vice versa. That's one. Here's our second. I'll show you that crema in a second for those of you that are interested that have never tried it. I did try it before on the other go around, and it was actually really good coffee. I'm sure it would be good, just as good hot as it was cold. Drip, drip, drip. I'm gonna get the last bit out. Take a look at that. That's some really nice crema. Beautiful. So I'm gonna let that sit before I cover it up, but I will cover. It is like a perfect cover for it, and I'll come back to you in 24 to 48 hours. See you soon. All right, we're back. It's been over 48 hours actually. The Nespresso Freddo Intenso made for iced coffees is very chilled right now. I took some half and half right out of the fridge. I'm going to use half and half. In part 1, we used whole milk. This is not cheating, but it should help us a little bit. As we know, this is not going to froth up as well as hot milk. We're using cold milk. That's the whole idea here. We're going to get a cold latte slash or just experiment what it would be for a cold cappuccino without the ice. And we want to see how long the froth is going to last. Again, we know it's not going to last as long as hot milk would froth up. But we just want to see, will this be better than the original part 1, whereby I mixed the two, the cold milk and the cold espresso, and tried to froth that. That actually held up pretty well, but it didn't last long. So just want to see if this will hold up longer. So I'm pouring my espresso in here to begin with. And I'll do the frothing in here. Now, the only issue is I'm using a clear cup so you guys can see the frothing, but I'm a little hesitant because this is so large, and when I go to pour it, I'm going to break up that froth. But let's see what happens anyway. All right. Don't need a whole lot of that. Let me touch more. All right, we'll use the Aerolatte. there's always a lot of interest in iced coffee, so iced lattes, of course, especially. But between the ice melting, between the ice ruining, if you start to put froth, add ice cubes on top of the froth, you're going to crush it. It's just not reasonable. So this is the best alternative. If we can chill both, at least you'll get a nice ice cold. I want to say ice cold. It's really refrigerator cold type of drink. Yeah, we got good thick froth, but I'm going to just keep this going for a little bit. It's nice and tight. You can see that. Not sure why I didn't change the batteries from last time, but I like to torture myself. Generally keeping this pretty low today, as opposed to coming up for a lot of aeration. Let's see how that goes. Now the pour. Tempted to spoon a lot of this in, but that's going to settle and hopefully not pour out. And start the clock. Really looks cool, but I just want to see how long this stays up and how long you guys would have. It's pretty cool how it's settling in. And obviously, if you want sugar, I would have added that when the espresso comes out hot. I would add that at that point. That way, it just the sugar dissolves, and then throw it in the fridge. I skip the sugar part. So far, it's not terrible. And I won't keep you too long. We'll just get a general sense here, but this is not too bad. Again, I've said it on the other reviews, and yes, I am killing time here, but these Freddo Intensos are really delicious, whether you drink them hot or cold. These pods are really delicious. I do recommend them. It's part of their barista creations, and again, it was designed for the iced coffee, which I think makes it, they know it's got to be a little bit more intense. So the double espresso shot, and it's actually, this froth is overtaking it. But this is holding up fairly well. You can see the bubbles. Some of that is receding. Again, the goal is not to replicate what a hot froth would do for you, but we just want to see if we can get a cold drink, cold latte, and how long you get to enjoy those bubbles. Sorry, the foam. All right, I'm going to give it a taste, and still out to here. That tasted great. Actually, you can still, the flavor of the coffee comes right through. I felt the froth in my mouth. I tasted the froth to begin with, and then mixed in with the, I got the espresso at the end, and it kind of mixed. That was just delicious, and good old experiment. So for those of you that are looking for a cold beverage in the morning or in the afternoon or at night to pick me up during the day on a hot day, this is the answer. Don't put ice cubes, just chill it ahead of time. The espresso, I used to do this. In fact, just you can make this in batches. That's the best way to do it. Make it in batches ahead of time. Make 6 to 8 shots, 10 shots, even if you want 5 days worth. Chill it in the refrigerator and portion it out as you need it. You can keep it in a small bottle if you have like an old water bottle or something like that, plastic bottle. Wait for it to cool, obviously, before you put it in the bottle and refrigerate it. But that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, it's unrealistic to you can't do it on the spot, right? Because you need to chill the espresso ahead of time. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me in this little experiment. I hope it was helpful. Add a little bit knowledge. If you found this helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, subscribe down below. And thank you for joining me.